Neville Goddard never drove around looking at gas prices, okay? I had someone I know today talking about, making money and doing this and doing that, right? And focus on growing their business. And then they're like, oh, where's the cheapest gas? And they're always the one that's always going to be driving around looking for the cheapest gas. And I have never done that, even when I had no money, because it doesn't fucking matter. You go somewhere that's 10 cents cheaper, what are you saving? $2, $3, and you're driving around back and forth. You end up spending more gas anyway. And what I don't understand, people are focused on getting more money, getting a higher income, anything. And you got to realize you can't be doing stuff or thinking things that are completely against the fucking grain, okay? When you search for the cheapest gas price, I'm not saying go somewhere and don't get ripped off, obviously, don't drive around. I understand that, but I'm not saying that. We all know those people. And I grew up in a family that was always trying to find the cheapest gas, until I broke away from it, right? But if you're going around searching for the cheapest gas that you could find, it's a poverty ritual, all right? Searching for the cheapest gas and driving around town to find it is a poverty ritual. It doesn't matter if you say 10,000 affirmations, doesn't matter if you have the best, IMAX, 4D, imaginal act. It does not matter. It negates all of that when you do that. And I just have to say, listen, we all got to stop doing it. I don't do it, but I know many of my friends and other people I see do it, and it infuriates me because it's like a waste of time. And we all have to understand that, there's some blind spots that, you might be having through your manifestations, no matter what it is. If it's a person, if it's money, if it's health, it's this and that. And you always have to, be able to just take note of where your thoughts are going and your actions, and if it's even congruent with what you really want to get. Because someone who's making money, getting paid, they're way too busy and got way too much going on in their life to give up a slight F about, saving 10 cents per gallon. Like, honestly. And everyone always wants to drive around a G-Wagon or an Aston Martin or Ferrari. Do you think these cars are good on MPG? No. People don't do this stuff to be efficient with the MPG. They do it because they want to go drive fast. They want to drive something nice. And that's just what it is. It's a totally different level of consciousness. And, you got to break away from this poverty consciousness, of getting a deal, if you want to go do something, just go do it. And if you want to be something, you want to be rich, just be rich. I'm not saying go and find, get ripped off for gas, but, also you shouldn't be driving around looking at the gas prices like it's the Holy Grail. And honestly, I mean, no offense, I'm from New York. I don't care if gas goes higher. Honestly, I hope gas goes to $10 a gallon. Really, between me and you, it needs it. I don't want to deal with all these people in the traffic anymore. Honestly, if it goes to $10 a gallon, I don't care. I'll just make $12. I'll make more money. I'm taken care of. Either way, I'll raise my prices. I don't care. But I'll have less traffic. What are you going to do then? And then I know there's going to be someone in the comments saying, oh, I drive a Tesla. Listen. Understand the message, okay? Electricity could go straight up through the roof. Just apply the same logic. I'm just explaining a point that really, grind my gears today, that I see a lot of people maybe not necessarily see as a blind spot, but it just brings us, it lets us all know that, there's some things that you just got to go, reevaluate some things that we all do and see if it's congruent with what we actually want, what we're trying to manifest into our lives, what we're trying to be, the person we're trying to be. So that's all I got to say. I don't think Neville Goddard ever drove around looking for gas prices. I just want to say that. You know, I don't know him personally. I've read his books, but I'm pretty sure if I had to go in a time machine, I don't think he was driving around looking at gas prices either, to be honest. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. It's the first video, first of many. And yeah, that's what it's gonna be. I mean, I guess we're gonna go on rants, and it's gonna be a fun time. So if you like what you see, you know what you gotta do. I'm not gonna tell people to subscribe or like or dislike. I really don't care. If you do, you don't. So